Amy.
Danielle, thank you. Hurricane Ian left a path of destruction through Florida, and now a lot of people are trying to get their damaged homes repaired. But there are some things you need to look for specifically, maybe even hidden hazards that could cause long-term problems if you don't fix them right away. And joining us this morning to talk more about it is property inspector Ken Perkins. He is with Precise Property Inspections. Great to have you, Ken. Thanks for coming.
Great to be here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So what is the first thing that you look for when you go to inspect a house after a hurricane?
A lot of times it's the roof. Keeping up with how old your roof is and the condition that it's in and what it may have sustained, what type of damages it may have sustained after all of those winds. I mean, a hurricane wind speed of 120 miles an hour may not be too bad, but for 12 hours solid, it can wreak havoc on a house for sure.
To the naked eye, like if I were to go up on my roof and look, what am I looking for that I know, oh, that's a problem?
Sometimes you see tabs off the shingles missing. If you have a tile roof, sometimes they're displaced a little bit. That can cause leakage. Anything wrinkled, missing, and then actually even, of course, a tree falling on it or anything like that, you know you're going to have substantial damage.
So the roof would be the number one thing that you're going to look at. Then what? What do you look at next?
Another thing to consider, and a lot of people are considering more in the state of Florida now, is flood insurance. Even though it doesn't look like you're in a flood zone, when we have a hurricane like Ian, which dropped so much water on us as compared to others, some people were experiencing more flood damage than ever because of how much water is actually building up. Houses are built fairly close together. You got water coming off of two roofs. That water can build up there and eventually seep into the house. You just never know.
And when you're looking at potential flood damage, obviously mold is a big sign, but you can't always see the mold. How do you know it's there? Right.
Well, I work closely with another company that his name is Matt. Matt is an expert at mold assessment. And what he does is he can go in with what we call an air quality test. Air quality test tests the amount of spores that's in the air, the mold spores. He tests it from the outside, from near that location, and somewhere else within the house. And those readings are elevated at that one area of damage. You know there's mold there.
As far as drywall is concerned, right? Can drywall, take in water? Are you able to dry it out? I mean, how does that work? Because a lot of people think if the drywall got wet, I got to take it out, right?
You got to get rid of it pretty much all the time. Drywall is like a sponge. It will absolutely absorb the water, and more water than you can imagine. You don't think it's that bad, but it actually will, and it does need to be taken out. So like if you had 2 feet of water in the house, a lot of times they'll cut up to about 3 feet, all the drywall out, dry everything out real well, and then replace it.
If everything is fixed to inspection, do you need to worry about that? Because there will be some people will say, well, I don't want to buy a house that, had flood damage at one point, even though things have been repaired. Is that a concern?
It should always be a concern, absolutely. But, and that's a great question. But what you can do is you can have somebody come in and do another assessment just to make sure, or just an air quality test for that fact, and make sure that there isn't anything in there that's going to cause any kind of damage. A little bit of mold we can kind of live with, but a lot of mold we can't live with.
Have you been shocked about how much damage was created from this storm?
It was amazing. Around here we were very fortunate. I was very fortunate where I'm at, but yeah, the amount of water is just, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I feel for all of those people out there in the southern part of Florida and Polk County and everything that really sustained a lot of water damage, because that's not fun.
No, it's not. It's in a lot of places the water is still there, unfortunately. Ken Perkins, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
He's joining us from Precise Property Inspections. We appreciate your expertise this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Danielle, we're going to